Hello everyone, and welcome to a very simple Billy Hatch and the Giant Egg speedrun tutorial. This level will be covering the race against Biboo, which is Sand Ruins Mission 8. This is a race level, and unlike the Clip and Race, it doesn't really have anything super interesting to talk about. Except that there is like a couple things you can do to speed this up, but they aren't that difficult to do. So let's jump right in and explain what you need to do. I will run through this once, and then I'll just explain everything as I go along, essentially for the second one. This is just because like there are some things that will take some time to explain, but it's basically a very straightforward level. It's, you know, it's sort of a middle ground between the Clip and Race and the Rubbish Race, essentially. So yeah, there's a little skip you can do there. We did that in the Sand 1 tutorial. And as you can see, I'm actually breaking stuff, and that's actually important. This actually makes the race go faster, but I'll explain why when we get into the explanation. But yeah, we're going to basically break every breakable object on our path. I'm not sure which ones are actually the important ones, but I just break it all because we still have enough time to break everything on Biboo's path here. As you see, we still have plenty of time. We can't see Biboo just yet. And essentially, yeah, that's basically the end of the race. After this last pillar, we just gotta get through these rings. I take these slowly because there's no point in trying to do them fast because you ain't saving time nonetheless. And then we want to stand roughly right at the tip of this flagpole. We don't want to be too far forward because you can hit us as he's coming in. Like that, we're going to hold nothing on the controller, and then we're going to hold right after this cutscene and jump right into the emblem. And that's the level essentially. It's a very simple, straightforward level. So, let's break it down. Let's explain it. So yeah, the main mechanic you need to be made aware of in this race is essentially the fact that the level is filled with breakable objects. Now, that is actually pretty important here. It wasn't important for Rubbish, and it was somewhat important for Clippin', but not very. It's that, let me show you why that's important. Let's just wait for him to catch up. This might take a while, so just give me a second. Let me just do some cool platforming. And let's break that down. So there we are. We'll leave this trap for Biboo. When he gets around, here he comes. He's coming. In fact, it might take a couple of attempts. I will just like, I'll get a bit distant in case I'm not sure because I don't think everything does this, but it does it for a lot. So as you see there, that's the perfect example. You'll see that like Biboo, when he hit that pillar, he like jumped over it and slowed down a little bit before he sped up again. So essentially, every time he hits a pillar, he's slowing down a little bit. I think it's every time he hits a breakable object, I think everything slows down. So those rocks don't slow him down, for example. But essentially, if there's a pillar on the ground, it's going to slow him down, essentially. And as there's a lot of pillars in this level, as we're going through it ourselves, it's going to be slowing down Biboo. Let's see if we can drop this one on him. There we are, he tripped on that one. He slowed down on that one, but he didn't, like, trip. And he tripped on that one. So, essentially, yeah, we're basically going to be clearing these pillars after they fall, so he doesn't trip up on them. This is what it would look like if we did that. So, once we explain this gimmick, I'll explain what you want to do bit by bit, but like, let's just get the main meat of it done. So yeah, we're gonna break this pillar, break it, and then we'll just stand over here just to show off what happens whilst we wait for Biboo to catch up. It takes a while because we just did quite a big skip and we have to wait for him to actually catch up. We're going to climb those stairs, it's so slow. But yeah, as there's no pillar there, he just runs forward, he doesn't slow down, so that's all you need to know in regards to that. So basically, if there's nothing for him to slow him down, it's going to mean he's going to finish the race a lot quicker, which whilst that'll make the race harder for us, it will also make our finish time a lot quicker, so yeah. So now let's talk about how to do this level then. So we're going to go straight to Biboo as opposed to grabbing the egg first. This is actually just a little bit faster. And then we're just going to match A and B through this text box and go on like so. The accidental Cook-a-Doodle-Doo was of course not part of this. We're then going to do the ring skip. If you haven't seen the Sand 1 tutorial, I recommend doing so now. I'll explain it in a bit more detail. But essentially, we're basically what we're doing is we are... In fact, let me just play with it first and I'll show you what you're doing before I set up the race. Essentially, we're going to jump at the peak of that hoop's bounce, because it goes up and down when you jump into it, and when it's at the highest point, we're just going to jump out of it. And then we're going to roll, and that's going to get us up onto this platform. If we try doing it from its lowest point, or, for example, you can see that we don't get anywhere near close to it. So you need to wait for the hoop to come up, as it gives you a higher offset when you start. So, jump at the peak, roll, perfect, easy. It's a very easy skip to do. That's basically like the only trick of this level, really. So we can mash A and B through there, and just do the skip as we explained. Cool. Then we can go through here, jump, roll, jump, jump like that. Very easy to do. That's the way to climb. And then you can just end your roll near this pillar, let it fall, and break it. Then we're going to dash through here. To kill time, you might as well break all these rocks. They probably don't slow him down, but I honestly don't know, and it's honestly not that difficult to do. Then you want to just roll between these pillars and then dunk when they break, like that, to destroy both of them. And I destroy those pots just because I don't think they actually slow them down at all. And then we're going to go up this slope. Don't roll into this one because you can easily lose the race if you miss. So, yeah, we're going to break, and break. So, yeah, that's the level basically. There's not much else to explain. Except here, as I said, we're going to stand on the tip of this flagpole, like so. You don't want to be like too far forward or else you'll get hit, so you just want to make sure you're a bit further back. And then just mash B. Don't hold anything during this cutscene, and wait for it to end, and as it's ending, just start holding right. And you can just jump into the emblem. And that's Sand 8. It's a very simple level. There isn't really much else to explain here. So, I've been Chiron. Check out the Discord, because that's where you can go to speedrun this game. Or if you want to learn how to speedrun this game, that's where you want to go. So, yeah. Twitch.tv/Chiron for Billy Hatch speedrunning content, though, if you want to watch some live streams of that. Also, go to my YouTube if you want to watch VODs of Billy Hatcher, I guess. But I've been Chiron. Thank you for watching, guys. See ya.